President trying to say when he referenced his Corvette earlier today? Because it sounded like he was implying that because his garage is a safe place for his car, the documents were safe. And therefore, if it was safe for the car, it was safe for the documents. Is that what he meant?
Look, I'm going to just leave his statement as is. I think your colleague was having a back and forth with the president. You can read the transcript of what was asked of him and why he responded that way. I'm just not going to get into specifics.
Okay.
Classified material next to your Corvette. What were you thinking?
Hey, my Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay, so it's not like you're sitting out in the street.
So the
But at any
material
rate,
was in a locked garage.
yes, as well as my Corvette.
The review was underway when you guys gave a detailed statement about the first set of documents. The review was underway when the president spoke about the first set of documents. You're now saying that you didn't talk about the second set of documents, discovered almost a month prior, because a review was underway. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense.
No,
The review was underway the entire time. The only difference was that reporters had information on the first set of documents, and therefore you chose to exclude the second set of documents until reporters got information on the second set of documents.
Well, let me unconfuse you for a second, Phil. Look, we are trying to do this by the book. And I said yesterday this was under review. That we did outreach. The president's lawyers did outreach to the Department of Justice and archivists.
Nobody's questioning that. That's not what we're asking about. We're asking about.
I'm telling you that there's a process. I just laid out what the process is,
I'm asking
and I'm
about
telling you
the
that
public
we
process
were
of-
trying to do this by the book, and it was an ongoing process. I'm specifics.
And you talk about we are being transparent. Who's we, and what is the definition of transparent in this case? Is it the lawyers being transparent legally with the archives and the Justice Department, or is it the White House writ large being transparent with the general public?
So number one, and I've said this multiple times already, we take this very seriously. The president takes this very seriously. Reached out immediately to the archivist assistant.
The archivist or the Justice Department? Because the Attorney General this morning said that the attorneys reached out to the archives. It was only later in December when the second batch was apparently found that then they were reaching out to the Justice
I will
Department.
I will leave it to what the Department of Justice is laying out. What we are saying that we reached out to the archivist, we reached out to the Department of Justice. That is what is the right thing to do in this case. And so I can finish here. What has been transparent in this as well is that the White House counsel has laid out in detail on Monday to all of you.
Not everything, Karine, and you know that.
First of all, I can't talk about this to this.
Could Richard Sauber perhaps come here?
I
Stuart
think you
Delery
should.
come
I
here?
think you should reach out to the White House counsel.
We're reaching out on a constant basis. So
Okay,
why not have them come here to the
I am
room to
saying
take
to you
questions?
that we have put.
Continue
Go
this,
ahead,
Karine.
Justin.
Why not have them come and answer the questions?
They have been talking to you all pretty regularly the last couple of days. And what the lawyers say, I have to go around. You've asked me about. You've asked me, Ed.
That there's going to be a limit in transparency, public, non-legal transparency, and what can be shared and said by this White House.
I disagree. I disagree, Ed. There has not been a limit of transparency. There has not been a limit of transparency. That I will disagree with you on that, Justin.
2 months.
Justin.
Thanks.
To button
Who
this
are?
up, the first set of documents were found in November at the Penn Biden Center here in Washington. But why did it take until yesterday and until this morning, apparently, for whoever it was to inform Robert Lausch that that final document was found? Was that because there were press reports earlier this week?
Again,
And the hope was that nobody would find out?
Again,
Or was it because...
there is a process, an ongoing process that is occurring. They reached out to the archives.
Handing the documents over, there's this lingering question of why there wasn't an acknowledgement of the second set of documents earlier this week. And you said that you're working through a process and going by the book. And what I'm curious is if you're trying to sort of hint at the idea that the Justice Department asked you not to reveal the second set of documents, or you were told in some way not to disclose anything that had not been made public.
I would not jump to those two conclusions. That is not what I'm stating. I am genuinely saying to you there is an ongoing process.
I guess I remain confused. If the Justice Department didn't ask you not to disclose these documents, why on Monday, as this news was coming out, Tuesday, as the president was talking about it, you didn't say, here's everything we know at this point? You know, the first set was found at the Penn Biden Center, the second set was found at his office. We're searching to make sure that there's nothing else.
Because there's an ongoing process, and